When I started my business 10 years ago, now when I was 18, it looked so different than it does now. I worked all of the time. I was always on the phone. And honestly, if you told me that now, almost 10 years later, I've been able to build a business that gives me time freedom as a mom, I've been able to have consistent lead flow in my business and work with consistent clients in my business, make a full-time living while working way less than part-time hours, I don't think I would have even believed you. It took me way too long to figure this out. And it does not have to take you as long as it took me to figure this out. So whether you are also in the real estate industry like I am, or if you are another type of business you're in as a mom, I really believe that these tips that I'm going to share with you today can apply to you as well. I took some time to sit down and just think through what are some of the things that I did that I've implemented into my business probably about 5 years ago now, since I made this shift, that have made the biggest difference. I wrote them out in the notes section of my phone and then I printed them. And so I'm just gonna read them off to you guys today, and we're gonna have a conversation about this. And the last one has probably made the biggest difference, so be sure to stay tuned until the end today. You're not gonna wanna miss anything. The first thing that I did was utilizing the 80-20 rule. You may have heard this rule before, but I believe that this applies to literally most aspects, or every aspect of life, okay? 20% of your efforts are bringing you 80% of your results. And I know this was true for my business as well. So what this looked like for me in my business was I took a really good hard look at where have not only my clients over the last 12 months, but where have the best, highest paying and easiest / most fun to work with clients, where have those clients come from over the last 12 months? And I cut everything else out and started doing more of that. For me, that was YouTube marketing on a different YouTube channel. That might be something else for you, but honestly, utilizing the 80-20 rule is a huge way to begin to make more while working less, no matter what type of business it is that you have. The second thing I did is I realized if I can do it over Zoom, I'm not doing it in person. So back in 2020, I started doing my buyer consultations for my home buyer clients. And again, this might look different for, if you're in a different industry, not the real estate industry, but just like client meetings in general. Maybe you're a wedding photographer. You can meet with your bride clients over Zoom. You can do these consultations over Zoom instead of driving an hour to meet them at a coffee shop or whatever. But for me, the way that this looked was I stopped meeting clients in the office, like cold turkey. Now, I thought this would affect my business, but honestly, it has not affected my business in any negative way at all. If anything, I found that my clients are actually very appreciative of this as well, because just like I don't want to spend the time to drive across town when I could just walk into my home office, shut the door, and then come back out and be done and be back to like mom life or whatever it is I'm doing that day and be off work, if you know what I'm saying. They don't want to do that either. Like, they don't want to drive across town after work in traffic to meet with me either. This has benefited all parties. But ask yourself, do I have to take this meeting in person, or could I do it over Zoom? Can I do it over Zoom? The next thing that I do is I do things in batches pretty much exclusively. Batching is a term you may have heard if you're in the business world. Basically, that means batching together similar tasks or related tasks, doing them like back to back or all at once instead of spreading them out throughout the day. A couple examples of this. And I do this in like every area of my life, not just in real estate. And honestly, it helps me save so much time. If I'm going to be getting ready to film content that's going to bring me business, I'm not going to be getting ready every day to film this content. I'm going to just get ready once and then batch film a handful of content, and then it's done for the month. When I do Zoom calls with relocation buyer clients, people moving to my area, I'm going to schedule them as back to back as possible, so I don't really have to have any time like exiting this activity and doing something else. No, like I'm just doing them back to back. If I'm already using the oven to cook dinner, I'm going to also throw some diced sweet potatoes in the oven and have that meal prepped for the next few days for me to just like throw in with whatever I want for a meal, for lunch or dinner or whatever. I batch answer my emails. I got this from the book, The 4-Hour Workweek. And I think he says he only does it once a week, which isn't really realistic for my business. However, I do answer my emails in batches. I do not have my notifications on for my emails, and I'm not sitting there answering emails all throughout the day. Obviously, there are rare instances when time is of the essence and I'm waiting for a certain email and I have to answer it ASAP. When that happens, I don't do this. But the rest of the time on a normal day, I am not just answering my emails as they come in. No, I answer them in batches. So I will, and I do this with my text messages as well. So I will set my phone down. I will leave it in the other room. I will be working on, like an activity with my daughter or whatever else that I'm doing. And then I will go back to my phone and I will answer all my emails at once. I will answer all my text messages at once. Depending on your business, you could honestly even do this once or twice a day. It does not have to be something that you do all throughout the day, but answering emails, especially in batches, is really, really huge. The next thing I do is set boundaries and structure my day. I plan out ahead of time my day. I use my Google Calendar for everything. I also use a real lifetime calendar because I just like that as well. For a very long time, I only worked during my daughter's nap times, and that was pretty much it. There were some rare instances when I would leave the house to do something that couldn't be done during her nap time. For a long time, that's how I structured my business. But in order for that to work, the rest of your life does have to be structured. I don't really think that it would work to just wake up and do your day, do whatever, and not have any sort of routine or structure in your day, as far as non-work related activities go, if you're going to be running a business in that way, if that makes sense. My next tip for building a business that gives you time freedom as a mom, no matter what industry you're in, is outsourcing. There's so many different ways that this could look. I have a hired transaction coordinator in my business that handles a lot of the paperwork, the back end things for my business, and saves me time to be doing other things. I utilize Fiverr.com and outsource making thumbnails for my YouTube videos, any marketing, graphics, that type of thing. I outsource those tasks. Another way this looks for me is I have an agent. He's my husband. But if my husband wasn't on my real estate team, our real estate team, I would have another agent doing this who I outsource clients to. So if I only want to work a minimal amount and only work with a couple clients at a time, but I still want to generate a good amount of business through my marketing, I then outsource those other clients to him. And if it wasn't him, I would outsource them to another agent and get a referral fee from them. How could this look in your business? Who could you hire to save you time? You don't have to do everything yourself in order to run a successful business. Ask yourself, how are you getting business right now? Are you attracting business or are you chasing business? Because I can tell you for sure, I used to chase business. I chased business for the first 5 years in my business, and now I have been attracting business for quite some time, which basically that just means putting out marketing content that your ideal target client is going to be actively looking for, so they find you and they slide on into your email inbox instead of you going out and fighting for the clients and actively working really hard to find them. That is going to save you so much time in your business. And again, no matter what industry you're in, are you utilizing attraction marketing or are you going out and getting the business? And yes, there's a time and place to do both. There's a time and place when you maybe are newer in your business and you are in that hustle phase, that hustle season, but at least working toward having a mostly or all fully attraction-based marketing business is definitely going to give you the most amount of time freedom in your business and your life as a mom. Make your entire life work for you. Follow the path of least resistance in every area of your life, not just in your business, because this will affect your business. Do you have too many things? Simplify your life. Make your life work for you. I have systems in all areas of my life, and I just want to set my life and my home up to work for me to make my life easier. Embrace technology and automate what you can. So for my business, this looks like using a CRM system, contact management system called Lofty, formerly called Chime. If you don't know about it and you're a real estate agent, you gotta know about it. I have a couple videos on it. You can find them in my channel after you finish this video. We have access to AI through this CRM system that does so much follow-up for me. This AI can, text 500 contacts at once, just the way that this AI follows up with my leads for me, and also just utilizing the CRM system to automate monthly emails and follow up for clients. Automate what you can is what I'm trying to say. Obviously, there's more ways to automate things besides just a CRM system. That's just a small example, but automation in your business is a very beautiful thing. Focus on consistency over perfection. as a busy mom, would I be creating these videos and making content on a consistent basis on the YouTube if I had to have the perfect setup, the perfect hair? I'm filming on my iPhone with a $30 Best Buy mic. If I had to find the time to make sure that things were perfect, videos were perfect, marketing for my business was perfect before I showed up and marketed my business, then I would never do it. But do these imperfect, very imperfect videos still bring me clients? You betcha. They still make me money consistently every single month. But I do it in my own way. I'm clearly on my way to somewhere, on my way to an appointment, and then got to take my daughter to soccer practice. And I do it, I fit it in when I can. I'm squeezing it in when I can. So focus on showing up, marketing your business online, however you choose to do so, consistently over making sure it's perfect. Because I can tell you from experience, my videos are very, very, very far from perfect, but they have made me a lot of money in my business. Most of the money I've made in my business over the last few years, at least, has been from making imperfect videos. Set boundaries with your clients, and set boundaries with your phone usage, and set boundaries with your social media usage if you utilize social media marketing for your business. So here's a few ways that I do that, because I, like probably most of you, whether you're in real estate or if you're not in real estate, then I'm assuming you get business through social media or your phone. No matter what type of business it is that you run, you probably use your phone a lot. So for me, I run my whole business from my iPhone, or I can at least. And I can get business. I can do all my marketing from my iPhone. That brings me business from my phone, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing. But you got to have boundaries in place, not only with your clients, I think over communicating with your clients at first, letting them know your expectations, like what to expect as far as when you'll communicate with them and all of that. Over communicating with your clients up front is important, but more than that, even, I would say setting boundaries with your phone. My daughter is at the age now where she totally notices if my husband and I are on our phone a lot around her, and she calls us out, and she doesn't like it. She wants us just like any other human. I don't know why we would think kids are an exception, because I know if I'm with another adult hanging out with them, doing life with them, and they're ignoring me, constantly being on their phone, it would annoy me too. So I understand that it annoys her, and we obviously have talks with her and explain we're not just over here playing on our phone, this is how we make money, and we're grateful that we can still be with you while we're doing it. But with that being said, we set major boundaries because we don't want to just be on the phone all the time while we're with her. We want to be present as possible. And so that goes with batching as a way, answering your text messages, returning calls in batches instead of just being glued to your phone all day long. Getting back to people nonstop is a way to do that. Also, setting major boundaries when it comes to social media. I don't allow myself to doom scroll. If I'm going to post something on social media, I will download the app, go onto the app to post, respond to messages, and then get off. And that's during an intentional time blocked work time. I'm not just using my spare moments that I have throughout my day with my daughter where I could be making memories or being in the present moment or listening to the voice of the Lord. I'm not just using those random moments to pull up my phone and doom scroll. No. Setting boundaries. Another way this looks is because I don't honestly spend that much time on other social media platforms, but I do really like YouTube. As someone who actively posts on YouTube, I like watching YouTube and learning from YouTube as well. And there's a lot of YouTube accounts that I love to follow for various different things that I learn from. And one of the things that I do though, because as someone who wants to be efficient with my time, whether it's with my business or with my daughter or friends or family, whatever else it is that I'm doing, I want to be using my time really well and really present. So I don't allow myself to just go on YouTube and oh, this video looks good. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch a little bit of it. No. What I will do though, if I come across a video that looks like something that would add value to my life that I would like to listen to, I will screenshot it, and then at a later time when I'm on a walk or in the car by myself, which is kind of rare, but if I'm doing that, I will then pull up my screenshots, go find the video, listen to it, and delete the screenshot from my photos. So yes, it's a system, just what works for me and allows me to be present and not just be listening to things all the time and not present with my own thoughts. Work from home, ditch the office, find a way to do trainings from home. For the first 8 years or so of my real estate business, I was with a big brick and mortar franchise style brokerage. The top producers at this office, which I was, had their own little private office space. You could go in, decorate your room, shut your door, your own room basically. but I never went there. And I found it's so much more efficient as a mom to just work from home. I've worked from home for the last few years without a home office. My husband and I just this weekend finally completed our home office. I put a walking pad in there so I can be walking, getting my steps in while I'm on my laptop, and I'm super excited about that. But whether you have a home office like that or you're just working from, like I was, my dining room table before, working from home is so much more efficient as a mom. Honestly, it just makes so much more sense. And for me, not having to drive to the office to do a training, being able to like hop on a training from wherever I'm at with my brokerage has been amazing. I switched a couple years ago to Real Broker, and it has been the best decision for my business. If you want more information on that, I have a whole playlist on my channel sharing about what Real Broker is. And I'll share it in the description as well, but so I won't go into that on this video. But the next is creating passive income streams, even if you're slowly growing these on the side of your business. Now, I'm not going to go into what that looks like for me, but that is something that I've been very like consistently and actively doing. Part of that is through Real Broker. Like slow and steady is good. It's okay. It doesn't have to be this like super huge thing at first in order to be significant. Obviously, even just one rental property is a very small, seemingly insignificant amount of income, but it can definitely grow over time. If you grab value from today's video, hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell because I come on here consistently with new videos, and I'll see you guys next time.